जय श्री माता जी। हम सब श्री माता जी की श्री चरण को प्रणाम करके बंधन लेंगे। Let us bow down to Shri Mataji's lotus feet and take bandhan. Mahamantra and Shri Ganesh Mantra. अब दोनों हाथ श्री माता जी के सामने रखें। श्री माता जी से हम सब प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माता जी, आप कृपा करके हमें ध्यान की स्थिति प्रदान कीजिए। Now both hands towards Shri Mataji. With complete dedication and love, let us pray to Shri Mataji. Mother, please establish us in meditative state. अब हमारी राइट हैंड हमारी लेफ्ट हार्ट के ऊपर रखिए। श्री माताजी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माताजी, आप कृपा करके हमारे हृदय में आइए। Mother, please come in our heart and enlighten our spirit. अब राइट हैंड धरती माँ के ऊपर रखिए। श्री माता जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माता जी, आप कृपा करके हमारा ईडा नाड़ी को स्वच्छ और निर्मल कीजिए। Now right hand on Mother Earth. We'll pray to Sri Mataji. Mother, please cleanse our left channel. अब राइट हैंड श्री माताजी के सामने रखेंगे। और अपना लेफ्ट हैंड को हमारे लीवर पर रखे श्री माता जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमारा चित्त में आइए। राइट हैंड टुवर्ड्स श्री माता जी and left hand on our liver. Let us pray to Sri Mataji. Mother, please come in our attention. आप राइट हैंड टुवर्ड्स श्री माता जी एंड लेफ्ट हैंड आकाश की तरफ। श्री माता जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माता जी, कृपा करके हमारे पिंगला नाड़ी को स्वच्छ और निर्मल कीजिए। Now right hand towards Sri Mataji and left hand towards sky. Let us pray to Sri Mataji. Mother, please cleanse our right channel. अब दोनों हाथ श्री माताजी की ओर रखें। श्री माताजी से प्रार्थना करेंगे। श्री माता जी, आप कृपा करके हमारे चित्त को सहस्त्रार में स्थिर कीजिए और हमें निर्विचार स्थिति प्रदान कीजिए। Now both hands towards Sri Mataji. Let's pray to Sri Mataji. Mother, please take our attention in Sahasrara and establish us in thoughtless awareness state. इसी स्थिति में श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी ग्रहण करेंगे।
So I bow to all the Sahajogis and all the seekers of truth. May God bless you all. It's such a great thing to be back home with all of you and to see you here blooming with joy and happiness. That's the fate of a mother who has so many children, that she goes from places to places, leaving some children behind, but looking forward to meeting others. Somehow that compensates for the separation. Today, I think we should start on a very subtler ideas about Sahaja Yoga, because you people have understood it on the other plane of mechanism that works it out, the Kundalini, the chakras and all those things. But we have to see what is the problem that faces actually human beings and why we make such mistakes in our seeking. It's a very important thing to understand, because unless and until we understand why we make mistakes or others makes mistakes, we can never forgive them. And we might have a kind of a high-handed attitude towards others who are now coming to Sahaja Yoga thinking that why did they do like that and why did they commit this mistake and they could have done better. But I personally think that if you look at yourself, you will know that you also committed mistakes. Everybody has committed mistakes. Some have committed more mistakes and some have committed less. But what is the reason why human being has been committing mistakes? That's what we should look into it. The first and foremost thing is, without getting, come along here, you can sit, there's a lot of space here, come along. Move on, move on. You can sit in the center. Come along. Come along, not to feel shy, there's a lot of space in here. I think you have to have a bigger hall now, Magda. Yes, come along. Come. Chris, there's room here. You can sit down here. Come. Ah, so sweet. Thank you very much. Thank you. Very kind of you. Thank you. Please make yourself comfortable. Come along. Ruth, how are you? Congratulations.
Thank you.
May God bless. Please. Are you all right there, all of you? Now, those who have got realization and those who have felt the cool breeze and have matured in Sahaja Yoga know that automatically you drop out many things. Automatically. Now, why do we do it? You see, why do we drop things? Even I don't ask you for it. You just drop them. Why? The reason is the light of the Spirit within ourselves empowers us to see that this is wrong. Like as we have got eyes. Once we have eyes, we know whether we are going to fall here or we are going to slip or what's going to happen. In the same way, when you get this vibratory awareness, it is not an awareness only of the fingers. It's the awareness of the whole being, and you just drop out everything that is against your spirit. I don't have to tell you. But without self-realization, what happens? That reality is just a myth. It's only your mental projection with which you live. You project your mind and you think this is reality. You can call anything as reality. Any hallucination can be a reality, any theory can be a reality, Any absurd ideas could be reality. I mean, all religions have taken that form now. It's very sad. But all religions which came from truth and from reality are nothing but mental projections. And they are very far away from reality. You can only feel, understand and assimilate reality if you are a self-realized person. Unless and until this self has expressed itself or manifested within yourself, the light has come into you. How are you to manage? Whatever you try is a mental projection. Like many people who came first, oh, we believe that we are born again. All right, now how can you challenge it? If you believe into something, I believe is one of the great sentences we use. But what is that I that believes? That's that ego. That's not yourself, because you have not yet felt the self. So to feel the self is the most important thing if you have to know the reality. So you must excuse all others who have not felt the self, who have their own mental projections. They might look like fanatic, they might look like stupid people, they may look like to be very high-handed, or maybe you might think they are these ego-oriented pseudo-intellectuals and all sorts of things. But all that is mythical, because that plane on which they move is mythical itself. Whatever you know through your mental projection is imagination itself. But spirit is the reality. And to know the reality, you have to be the spirit. And once the spirit starts shining within you, you just drop everything like hot brick. Like I would say, as I many times told you, that in our human awareness, we know what is beauty is. We know what cleanliness is. For a dog, he doesn't understand cleanliness. If you don't give him a bath, he'll be quite happy. Actually, to give him a bath is a problem. But to a human being, you see, what is a sin or what is wrong? Sin is nothing but whatever is against the spirit is sin. Even fear is a sin. Any such small little sins or the big sins, all are nothing, but they are all against the spirit. But if you have not felt the spirit, whatever you do will amount to something like anti-spirit, because you don't know what you are doing. Now the prophets have tried their level best to tell you that you must keep your balance, you have to follow a certain religion, as they call it, or as we call it, dharma, within yourself. But that too for what? Why to have the balance within you? People will always say, what's wrong? What's wrong? If you are not in balance, what's that? What's wrong in drinking? I never say don't drink before realization. After realization, you yourself drop out. But they'll say, what's wrong? Why does he tell us like this? Why should we listen to them? Why the balance? The balance is needed for the ascent. Unless and until you have a balance, how will you ascend? Imagine an aeroplane without any balance, say a wing is missing. Will it be able to take off from the ground? It cannot. So for the ascent, it is necessary to have the necessary balance, so they said keep in the balance. But even when they just told simple thing to keep to the central path, to lead a life of balancing yourself or moderation in your life. In that also, the moderation part of it, they have made it an extreme. Everything has been made into an extreme, because religion also they want to follow through their mental conception. That's why you find all these religions in the mess. But I would not blame them for that, because they had no other instrument to go ahead. And they wanted to go ahead. They had no other way to proceed further. So they used only one engine they had, was this mental projection. And they made all these various projections. And that's how they are so diversified and separated from each other. But as soon as your spirit shines, then everything drops out by itself, because it is beyond mind. Spirit is beyond mind. I don't have to tell you anything that you must have balance. You develop a balance. If you don't have a balance, you'll just get vibrations in one hand. Another hand will be just cold or will be hot. So you start giving your balance. But I don't say that give a balance means following a particular religion or anything. Because if I say that, half of you may run away. The beauty of self-realization lies in secretly working out within you everything that is virtuous, that is beautiful, that is joyful. Secretly. It doesn't tell you. For example, now supposing somebody has an imbalance on the right hand side. A very intellectual fellow and thinking for the future and a futuristic man, you see, forgetting all his past. Even there are people I have known, they have forgotten their names, the names of their wives. But they are so futuristic. For such a person, if you tell them, don't think about the future, he can't do it because he's put his attention like this, the whole ego portion has gone that side and he's all looking forward to the future. But if you put him somehow or other in a state where his self-realization takes place, then immediately he will say, Mother, my right hand is burning and there's nothing in the left hand. So you start talking on a very mundane way, not in a very subtle manner, like all the philosophers talk. All right, that means your right hand is not getting proper vibrations, so you raise your left to the right. Now for an intellectual, he can't understand, what is this raising left to the right? I have read Bhagavad Gita, I have read Bible, I have done Quran, I have done this. Now written left to the right, what do you mean by this kind of a nonsense? You see that you have to put your hand just left to the right and you get the balance. And cannot appeal to a mind which has been thinking about God, religion, everything. All right? So, the secretive working of the Kundalini is such that she goes in that portion where you need help. She works it out and she raises you and gradually she transforms you. But if it is not awakened, if it has not yet touched the Sahasrara, means if it has not touched the feet of your spirit, it may not be interested. It may not be interested. So the first and foremost thing is to raise the Kundalini and to let her at least once know that she has touched the spirit. Then she has interest, otherwise she hasn't got any interest. That's why you must have seen some people who come to Sahaja Yoga and just drop out. The reason is the Kundalini itself is not interested. So the foremost duty of every Sahaja Yoga yogi is, first of all, not to be angry or annoyed with people who have done lots of wrong, but be very kind to them and gentle to them, because they are just seekers of truth. How can you be angry with them? Already we have lost so many of them because of their stupidity. We must try to salvage as many as possible. And then the second duty of every Sahaja yogi is to slowly, steadily, to convince the person that he should become the spirit. Of course, you will meet so many who will be self-appointed people. They'll say, oh, I have already met the spirit, I am the spirit, I am Christ. They can say anything. So soothe them down a little, bring them down and raise their Kundalini. But don't leave it halfway. Must touch the Sahasrara. I have seen some of the Sahaja yogis, even in India I have seen, they just give up. They will sit down, their mother, forget it. We don't want to do it. It's like a mountain, we can't raise it. But we have to work. That's what we have to do, is to work it out. Raise the Kundalini, pierce through the Sahasrara, and then Kundalini will work it out. It was a question asked to me, Mother, that we gave realization to so many people. Out of that, only about 30% people are coming up, the rest are lost. The reason is, you have left it half done. So this is one of the reasons why we have lost some people and there is no connection still established. Now those people who come to Sahaja Yoga, you have to really work hard on them. Instead of arguing with them, because what will you argue is all mental projection. On what point are you going to argue with them? Because that is not going to give them the light of the spirit. So somehow or other work it out in such a way that they feel light of the spirit. Then talk. But we think that if we talk to them, it will help. It's not a question of conviction. It's the question of happening. It's a question of becoming, which is important. Unless and until they become, what's the use of argument? There's no law court here. There is no debate going on. There's no election. There's nothing of the kind. It is something that has to happen to all those people, that they should get their light of their spirit. And once they get it, then it is very much easier for you to talk to them and tell them about it. The philosophy of Sahaja Yoga is extremely simple. It's the simplest of all philosophy you can think of. It's a very simple philosophy. Is that once you get your realization, you start feeling for the first time the all-pervading power and forget everything else. Once you get that feeling of the all-pervading power, only you have to know how to maneuver it, how to work it out, and how to use it for your own growth. It is made easy. It has to be, as it is the most vital thing that has to take place in the realm of spirituality. Now, thank God, many our gurus are exposed. Thank God, many myths that were working out are being now blasted. When I was telling you people about the promiscuousness and all those things, that this will never lead you to God but to hell, I remember when people criticized me to be Victorian. I mean, people have ideas which are very Victorian ideas, and also saying that mother is very matronly and all sorts of English language, you see, that they could use about me. But now you see what has. Recently, I'm told, thank God, there has been a film showing the diseases we get by promiscuous life. The right, sane attitude towards life definitely helps you very much. But thank God, the grace of God is so great that once you get realization, you become such a different person that everything drops off. You are really a transformed personality, and so that one should know whatever was the past is finished. There's no more there. The egg is finished, it's the bird. And who to blame, who to talk about? It's the bird there. Now let the bird find its own wings and fly. Once you understand, the simple thing of Sahaja Yoga is that we have to make everyone feel the all-pervading power of God to begin with. Unless and until they have felt it, we have not to accept them as realized souls. They have to feel it. Now, of course, as you know, if the Vishuddhi Chakra is not all right, they may not feel it in the hands. But still, no use. If you tell them that according to us you are a realized soul, but according to you, you are not feeling. You see, because the mind is working. Instead of feeling a little disturbed about it, upset about it, they may just think that, you see, it's just a make-believe or a psychological stuff and I didn't feel it. I'm a person of great willpower that I didn't feel it. Yes, many feel like that. So they can be lost. For now, as our Sahaja Yoga is increasing everywhere in the world, we have so many good surgeries in England now. They are sensible people and uniquely placed in this great country. And they have to understand that wisdom is higher than intellect, and discretion is higher than debating. Take a very kindly and a compassionate attitude towards the rest of the people, and then work it out that they should somehow or other feel this subtle force of God's love. Then gradually try to bring them round and teach them what you have got. It's easy to blame their ego. It's very easy to say, oh, they are ego-oriented, throw them. Very easy to say that. But that's not their mistake. That's not their doing. It was because they never felt the spirit before. Whatever they have used that instrument, whether ego or superego, and they have built up their own self in that kind of a fort. But this barrier can be broken very easily as soon as they get their realization. I found the same thing in Australia. When I went there, so many came back, so many. And now we have everywhere quite a lot of people. In every ashram now we have coming at least 1,000 to 2,000 people. We have 5 centers now and it's working out very well. The same thing is in England, we can work it out. But I told them the same thing, that reality is a different thing and a mental projection is a different thing. You still do not talk on that level to these people because you'll just increase their mental projection and their barriers will increase. And this has helped them a lot, and you'll be amazed that those people who were lost have come back to Sahaja Yoga and are growing very fast within themselves. Now for the new people I have to tell, you have to have patience with yourself. You have to have patience. As I have patience for you, I have love for you. I am here only because of you. You also must have patience for yourself and full confidence in yourself that you will become the spirit. If you have these 2 things, I am sure it will work out. It is going to work out. Once you get your realization, you have to work out on other people, and gradually you will be amazed that it will grow and it will convince you, and you will know that you have become the realized soul. But the realized souls are very simple people. If they say I am a realized soul, nobody can believe them because there are no horns around them, no gurudam around them, nothing of the kind. They are extremely simple people. So what is going to help you is a simple attitude towards yourself and towards these Sahajogis and towards Sahaja Yoga. That you have come here to become the spirit. We have to gain nothing from you. There is no clientele as such. There is no money proposition, nothing. It is you who have come to the Ganges to take the holy water. It is you who has to take it. We are here to help you. If that attitude is developed, I am sure with your cooperation, we can change the face of this world. And as William Blake has said in this Hampstead, we have to build up Jerusalem here. May God bless you. Any questions you have? Yeah. This is not a loudspeaker.
No.
I think I better present you with a loudspeaker. What happened? You presented one to India. Why don't you get one? It's all right in this hall, but otherwise.
Yes, because this hall is so small. This hall is very small.
Hmm?
This hall is very small. And also, unfortunately,
It's true. It's very small.
if we have a loudspeaker here, we also get the local police station. We've found this several times. We get the local police station as well.
It's true. Any questions? Yes, please.
Mother, if I may, question. I'm quite new to this, so I obviously don't know very much about. I don't know very much about it at the moment, but from what I understand so far, one experiences the spirit through the nervous system, and therefore as some form of sensation, such as a cold breeze, or some phenomena such as that. But in relation to psychic phenomena, such as spiritualist seances and the like, similar feelings can be experienced, such as cold breezes and senses of touching. Those sorts of experiences are, the actual sensations are common to what are regarded as psychic phenomena. Now, how can one, such as myself, who is new to this subject, distinguish between what is a psychic phenomena and what is actually the manifestation of the spirit itself?
It's good, I
Thank you, ma'am.
You got it. You see, when they say they have felt the cool breeze, as psychic people, they are telling lies. Simple as that. Because the cool breeze of the Holy Ghost that you feel has not only the cool breeze, it has its own powers. For example, now I say there's a flame, alright? Now if there's a blind man also, if he puts his finger around there, he will know it's a flame, isn't it? Because he can feel the heat. In the same way, this cool breeze is just to feel his cool breeze, but it's a dynamic stuff. You can, when you get this cool breeze established within yourself, you'll be amazed that under your hand, the Kundalini will pulsate. It will rise, and you will feel the cool breeze of another. With this cool breeze, you can cure diseases like cancer and many others. With this cool breeze, you can give balances to people. Everything you can do with this cool breeze is tremendous. If you have any, say, question, any question, supposing you are a realized soul, you want to know about a guru, if he's real or not. If it's a psychic thing, you won't get it. You won't know why psychic people are all going to parapsychology. It's a horrible stuff. This parapsychology is one of the worst things that can happen to human beings. But they don't know what it is. There's nothing absolute about it. But the cool breeze is the one that gives you complete, absolute idea. Like you want to know, is there God? Ask a simple question like that. Whether is there God, you get a cool breeze. Now it's so discrimination is so great and so precise that supposing you want to know about a guru, how he is. Supposing he is a devil, then you might get even blisters on your hand. You might even get tremendous heat in your hand, and vibrations may stop coming. But supposing he is halfway, then you may not get such bad effects, but there won't be any breeze at all. But supposing he is a realized, so for William Blake, for example, I don't have to ask, I know. But unless and until you really feel that cool breeze in your hand, in a real way, also it's coming out of your head, then you should not believe that you have got a realization. You should not believe it. Now there are many psychic cases I know who told me, we have always felt the cool breeze, because they cannot accept it, just say. And their Kundalini just frozen there, nothing of the kind, I am getting terrible heat, and just praying if this person goes away for a while will be good rest for me. And he just, no, but I have felt the cool breeze. All the time he's telling me lies. Oh, I have always felt the cool breeze everywhere. But the Kundalini is down below. You can feel it yourself. You can see for yourself. If the Kundalini is not here, how are you feeling the cool breeze? You cannot. It's a phenomena as a result of something. It's not just a phenomena of the cool breeze. But when the Kundalini rises above the Sahasrara, then only you can feel the cool breeze. I have seen many people like that. They don't want to accept, oh, that I have got already. But supposing there are people who are born realized. There are people, some people who feel the cool breeze. Now you have to differentiate between them and the unreal people. There can be some people who are born realized. But nowadays we have decided not to tell them that they are born realized. Because those who came to us, we told them they are born realized, their egos are inflated like that. You see, absolutely born people. And we lost them. Because, you see, if you are a born realized, it's nothing great. Nothing great, because so many are realized. Here, supposing you get a realization today, alright? So you will be a realized soul. But you are not a Sahaja. Sahaja is a person who not only is a realized soul, but he knows all the techniques of this pure knowledge. He knows all the laws of the divine happening, and also he knows how to handle the Kundalini. Sahajogi is a knowledgeable person, the one who knows all about it, who knows all the permutations and combinations, who knows how to maneuver it, and everything about it. So you can say a boy who enters into the first class, he just knows 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. But say a professor of mathematics, there's a big difference between it. So even if somebody is a born realist, it's better not to tell him that you are a born realist, because he suddenly thinks he's become a professor. Imagine a little boy thinking that he's become a professor. It's very detrimental to him as well as to others. So best thing is to get the cool breeze in the right sense, in the right way, and understand that it works. It must work. As you see, how do you make out a real note and an unreal one? The real note never works. So it's not a myth, it's a reality. Again I say it's a reality. Supposing this is an artificial thing, it won't work. Anything that is artificial doesn't work. Alright? You go to this Madame Dussault's place and you find so many people sitting looking exactly like us, you see? But they are not living. Alright? You understand my point? So you have to master it. Know it fully then. You have to master it and understand it. You see, unless and until you understand it to that extent, you cannot reach any conclusion. Alright? And we have to work it out. God bless.
जय श्री माता जी। श्री माता जी, आज के ध्यान के लिए आपको अनंत कोटि प्रणाम। श्री माता जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर टुडे meditation and your divine blessings. हम सब नतमस्तक होकर श्री माता जी के श्री चरण को प्रणाम करके बंधन लेंगे। Let us bow down to Shri Mataji's lotus feet and take bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji.